good, y'all? Y'all doing it? What's up? Happy Friday. What's up? What's up? Hey, I got a bone to pick with you, Elijah. What's good, y'all? What's up? How's everybody doing out there, man? Happy Friday. Welcome in, baby. Let's go. Yo, I'm gonna get right into this shit today, man. I'm gonna let this rock out just a little bit. But welcome back to another episode of the Jayson Estrera podcast, where we talk about basketball as accurate as possible. Now, like I just said, I got a bone to pick with you. I'm gonna read everybody's comments in just 1 second. Elijah, there are a few things that I hate in life. Seeing the Raptors win just to see you come in here and start talking about it is one of them. Man, I damn near didn't come on today because those motherfuckers decided to beat Cleveland. Oh my God. It pains me. It truly pains me to see them win. It really does. I gotta be honest with you. But we'll get into all of that in just a second. What's good, y'all? Pookie. New house, new setup. What's good, Derpy? What's good? How you been, Derpy? Hey, let's get it. What's up, Eli? What's up? Now you got a bone to pick with me? Yeah, all right. We have a playoff game again. We play that team. We beat 29-28. Y'all got a game today, I'm assuming, Derpy? Oh, man. Good luck, man. How's everybody out there? Like I said, I'm not doing too well today. I didn't want to come in here and gas up the Raptors, bro. That was not on my list. That was not on my list today. I'll be honest with you. I thought Donovan Mitchell might have a big game, and he had a good game, but it wasn't a losing effort. And you know, first things first, we're not starting there. So don't get too hyped, Elijah. I'm gonna make your ass wait for us to talk about them Raptors, bro. We not gonna talk about no Toronto Raptors off rip. What? We're gonna talk about the Utah Jazz instead. Yo, did I like that one post on Twitter? There was this I just lost it. Here, let me see. Where the fuck is this post? I just had it, bro. Fuck, man. But there was a post about Jalen Johnson and Lauri Markkanen's combined stats, right? In a high scoring game. The final was 132-122. The Atlanta Hawks took down the Utah Jazz. And like, quite honestly, right? Quite honestly, the points part made sense. Right, the statistic, the graphic showing how many points both Jalen Johnson and Lauri Markkanen combined for, it makes sense, right? Jalen Johnson had 31, Lauri Markkanen had 40, right? So them having 71 together against each other, that statistic made sense. But when they decided to add the other stats, that together between the two players, they had 71 points, 25 rebounds, and 16 assists. They really made it seem like Lauri Markkanen was out there doing it all. And the reality is, it wasn't. Now, Lauri Markkanen had a good game. I'm not going to go out there and say he had a bad game, right? 47-2 with a steal is not bad. right? It's a very good game. But Jalen Johnson had 31 to go with 18 rebounds, 14 assists, and 7 steals. So I just didn't like the fact that they put those two their both players' statistics together, because in my opinion, it took away from what this young man Jalen Johnson did in last night's game. And so I think Ace Bailey's been solid. I mean, it's not it's growing pains, you know what I'm saying? It's growing pains. I think truthfully, when it comes to Ace Bailey, he just has to get comfortable in the NBA, but he can score in the league. I don't think being able to score is really an issue for him. He has an NBA game in terms of offense. It's crisp, it's polished. He plays with a good pace, I think, but it really comes down to, especially at his size and the way players, and the way bigs now are, right? Like these tall wings are, in the modern NBA, they are asked to do a lot, right? If you go out there and get, 25, right? Or in this case for Ace Bailey, 21 with 5 rebounds, 3 assists, and 2 steals. Like in 2005, that's very good. In 2025, and it won't happen right away, right? But a guard at his size is going to be expected to be a playmaker, to get rebounds, and to have numbers in the 6 and 6, 7 and 7 range to go with the 25 that he scores. So really, I'm looking for how his whole game develops, because I think offensively he can score. He's got a good shot. I like the balance he gets on his jump shots. He's a very solid player. He's a very, very solid player. But I really did want to talk about the two young guys, or Jalen Johnson in particular, because 6'7". My mom's maiden name is Bailey. I'm gonna make a switch names. How you about to do that? If y'all play 1-on-1 for the name, you go lose. But I really wanted to break down. I truly wanted to break down Jalen Johnson's game, because I think he did a lot of things really well, but a couple of things would have taken him from 30 points to a 40-point triple-double very quickly. And so that's really the conversation that I want to have today, is where I think he could improve as a basketball player, to have these big games. Number one, I don't think he's a point guard, even though he had a big assist game. I absolutely love the fact that he constantly pushes the basketball, right? He gets the ball on the break, and he is pushing that motherfucker.
Too strong off the glass.
I will say, I hate his little 1-2 step to get into some of these shots. I really, really do. Some of the 1-2 steps that he makes to try to get shots off it's very, very bad. It's really bad. And right now, as we speak, his game is very 3 points or a layup. 3 points or a layup. 3 points or a layup. And I think if he could kind of get into the middle of the lane and not necessarily be a mid-range jump shooter, but hit some of these floats, hit some of these floaters. Let me just skim through this so I don't get but he just looks very awkward in some of these situations where he has an opportunity to make to get a good shot, right? And he just looks very awkward in some of them. I'm trying to find it right now. Is it the floating shot? Let me try to find it. No. Where the fuck is it? I will say though, very talented. This kid has a lot of promise. I think he keeps the game pretty simple. And so because of that, right? Because of that, I like it, but I will say it's very obvious when he's about to do something. Talking about Jalen Johnson, when he spins, he's gonna pass the ball. When he starts to stand up on the drive, when you see him start to be up and not be in this attack position to drive, he's probably gonna put up some bullshit or look for a pass as well too. So there are some tells in the way that he plays. Like, you got to be able to hit a shot like this.
Ordinary bowler. He actually took a dribble, had time to take.
You got to be able to hit this shot right here
into a three.
That's a very makeable shot. Could have added another 2 points to his bucket. So, like I said, I think he's really, really good. But there are a couple of things that he could absolutely improve on. Where the hell is this shot that he missed, bro? And it really, what it reminds me of is like when Luka is getting downhill into the paint, right? Luka does a really good job of setting his feet. You know, he'll either bump you or, you know, just fight and to get into this spot. But it's really, really simple. And I think if Jalen Johnson can work on a little mid-range floater like this, to allow himself some space to get to all the way to the basket and layups and dunks, I think it'll go really well. And in addition to that, he does a really great job of he did a very good job of throwing the alley-oop. So
try to get it back inside,
if you really think about, you know, if he can add a floater to his game, kind of like what James Harden used to do, where when he's driving, it was hard to try to predict whether he was going to shoot a jump shot or whether he was going to shoot or whether he was gonna shoot a floater.
Markkanen rides the hip.
You know, I think it'll go very, very long way.
Spot all night long. The rebound jumps back into the hands of Daniels. We'll drop it.
And so I like this kid's game. He has a really good jumper. He's constantly pushing the ball, trying to get downhill, trying to get out in the fast break. So I think this kid is really, really good. And also, the thing that you love, and we'll look at it right here, is improvements, right? 2.4 in his first season, 5.6 to 16 to 18.9 to 20. And so seeing the incremental improvements, right? You obviously want to see the 3-point percentage go up, but he shot it pretty well, if I'm not mistaken, during his game. 4 of 5 from 3. So he was hitting his jumper. For sure. Now, when it comes to the rest of these guys on the Atlanta Hawks, right? I know Trey is out right now. Jacob Toppin was out. And what I want to say about Atlanta Hawks is this. I feel like they're in this weird spot, and they have been for as long as I've been watching basketball, where at best they're middle of the pack. And so I don't know if they need to try to change directions. They've tried this whole thing with Trae Young for a while, so I don't know if they want to try to start featuring someone like a Jalen Johnson more, to go with a Dyson Daniels, who, by the way, 2 points in 26 minutes is just not enough. Dyson Daniels is going to have to step his game up. It's not the same NBA where you could just be on the floor constantly and not really have much of an impact on offense. Specialists are the specialists just aren't like a thing like that anymore. So something to watch when it comes to Dyson Daniels. And when it comes to Lauri Markkanen, I can see why the Golden State Warriors wanted him. I do think that Sabonis is still a better fit. But when you see a guy making moves like this,
third quarter, over the top, Love open, he'll drive inside, pass, Markkanen, tough shot.
I mean, that's just some big time shots. I think there was another.
He's hit 4 or 5.
I think there was one where
From downtown.
If it wasn't for a little bit of an errant pass from Nurkic right here, and obviously he's trying to get it, he's trying to get it out of the defenders, trying to make sure the defender doesn't tip it in this situation. But if he gets it and he doesn't have to reach for it, this is probably also another layup. And so Markkanen with just a really strong game. But again, I hate the fact that they put both of their statistics together, because I feel like it really took away from what Jalen Johnson did. And again, no disrespect to Lauri Markkanen, but you don't have a triple-double like that kid. It just was not the same thing. It was not the same thing. Let's see. 132, 122. I mean, man, he was hooping. He was really fucking balling. 51%, 51.1% for the Atlanta Hawks from the field, 51.1% from three. And that was really the difference right there. 43 to 49 on the rebounds, 36 to 39 on the assists. So the big difference in this game was the turnovers. 24 for the Utah Jazz, 16 for the Atlanta Hawks. The Hawks had 18 steals in this game, to the 9 for the Utah Jazz. So that was really the difference, was Jalen Johnson doing his thing and the Jazz, quite frankly, just being careless with the basketball. A lot of these turnovers were just unforced turnovers. We could run through a couple of them right now, and it's just, this has to drive a coach absolutely crazy.
Paint protectors.
Yeah, and Porzingis is not necessarily known for his rim protection.
Throw away.
Shooter, number one among active
Yep,
players
we're throwing
in
this
the
one
NBA.
away too.
They're not so wide open.
Ace
We're just throwing everything away.
gave it away to Flip, try to get it back inside, drop the
We're
handle.
just throwing
Atlanta
everything
on a runner
away.
Up top, and Gay, who's back
We don't want the basketball.
inside, swing it up around.
We just don't want the basketball for the Utah Jazz. I mean, we are literally passing it to the Atlanta Hawks. Hey, but with all of the gambling allegations, someone needs to check this game, because they were literally passing it to the Hawks. So I hope somebody goes in and investigates that, because what the fuck were those guys doing? All right. right, so and you're gonna love this angle, Elijah. Pause if necessary. Wow, that sounded nuts. Oh my God. So your Toronto Raptors, Elijah, decided to go and beat the Cleveland Cavaliers 126-113. And you got a big game out of Scotty Barnes, 28 points to go with 10 rebounds, 8 assists, a steal, and 5 blocks. And you got Emmanuel Quickly, who, by the way, you wanted to trade yesterday, who gave you 25 and 6 on 76.9 shooting from the field, 71.4 from 3. You wanted to trade this guy yesterday. I want that to be clear. You wanted this guy gone yesterday. And he balled out for you. And so you're going to love this. Because you guys played good. It was a good win, right? You can only play who's in front of you. But what's up with these Cleveland Cavaliers, man? It really feels like it really feels like sometimes that they are literally leaving Donovan Mitchell out there to just fend for himself. There are I listen, I completely get Darius Garland is out. But the guy that said he wants to be battling Victor Wembanyama for MVPs, and I get that he's averaging 20 this season. But Evan Mobley, in 34 minutes and 47 seconds of play, you got to give me more than 7, 9, 3 with a steal. You just got to give me more than that. There is no way you are talking about battling Wemby for an MVP and Sam Merrill and DeAndre Hunter are both shooting way more than you. Sam Merrill took 5 more shots than you. DeAndre Hunter took 10 more shots than you, or 9 more shots than you. Sorry, 9 more shots than Mobley, and Merrill took 4 more shots than Mobley. Like, if you want to be competing with Wemby for MVPs, this needs to be a situation where Darius Garland goes out and everyone says, oh, we're good because we got Donovan Mitchell and Evan Mobley. But 7? 7. You gotta give me more than 7, bro. Like, you gotta give me more than 7. Scotty best in his class. He might be. That boy seen Scotty. I'd be scared too. For probably completely different reasons. But and there's a lot of comparisons, right? I know you're not the biggest fan of Wemby, Elijah. Right? I know you're not the biggest Wemby fan. This guy ain't nothing close to Victor Wembanyama. I'm sorry. I know he got DPOY last year. I know he's a good player. But there's just no way that he genuinely thinks he's about to be competing with Wemby in a real way. They lucky Delano Malachi wasn't in the Raptors. I mean, at this point, because Donovan Mitchell he was better off just being out there without fucking without Evan Mobley, because this guy was just fucking awful, bro. This guy was just absolutely awful. All jumpers, just putting up bullshit, man. Look at this. Like, we're missing this.
In cup play.
Okay, pump fake. He's running out. You're eating up space. I mean, I see where you want to take your shot.
Not only win,
They give it to you.
Win by
They give it to you. You got to make that. I mean, there is literally zero contest. Zero contest. You have to make this fucking shot, bro. There's just nothing else to it. There's no if, ands, or but. There's no discussion. You have to make that shot. And that's just the bottom line. And again, if Evan Mobley wants to be in that conversation, these games, the Toronto, he's gonna have to dominate these guys, and that just wasn't the case last night. I'm gonna just say they probably need some Raptors. Everyone that stole our players is good, Philly and Knicks. You might be onto something. You might be onto something, but like genuinely, I mean, what the fuck is this, bro? Like, this is the kind of shit that really pissed me off.
Mitchell bounces.
This is a block, right? I'm pretty sure they count this as a block.
Off to Mobley. Mobley's three.
I mean, bro. I mean,
Was blocked by Barnes. Barnes leaks out.
and then you don't even try to
Barnes
block
lays
it. Like, that's the kind of shit that be taking me out. And so it's a good win for your Toronto Raptors, Elijah, but I think this has more to do with the lack of help for Donovan Mitchell.
Hurdle. Now quickly.
I mean, if Scotty Barnes is doing this,
Six blocks.
that is an ugly turnaround. But hey, it went in. It went in. Honestly, bigger than anything is let's run the tape on
Fresh and ready to rumble. This is one of only 3 games on the NBA.
let's run the tape on his box. Do they have it right? Oh no, it's not even on this.
Rebound and out trots Donovan Mitchell. He'll find Hunter.
Yeah, get that shit out of here. Get that shit out of here, bro.
But him stepping up took him off the backboard. Gave him opportunity to get that rebound.
Yep. Scotty Barnes just being active on defense, and that was counted as a block on that Mobley shot.
Mobley's open. He'll put it on the floor. Credit the Raptors with multiple efforts defensively as Mobley glides into a 12-footer.
Oh my God. I mean, there's just I got nothing, bro. Like I feel like this is one of those games where, yeah, you could break down things that they could have done differently, but it really just comes down to Donovan Mitchell needed some help from Evan Mobley, and he just didn't get it, right? Because even you gotta admit, Elijah, I mean, a 13-point game when Evan Mobley was literally 13 points off of his average. That it was the difference in the game. Was the lack of Evan Mobley. Because we know Donovan Mitchell is liable for 50 on any given night, with clutch buckets included in that 50. So if Evan Mobley would have just gave them his average, this game could have looked very different. But 7 points. I mean, go figure, right? 7 fucking points. So good win for the Raptors. This is why I question the This is what I question about Cleveland, right? I have no questions when it comes to Donovan Mitchell. It's the rest of these guys. I think Donovan Mitchell is an absolute dog. I think he's actually super underrated in this league. He is. Where would y'all rank Donovan Mitchell as a 2-guard in this league? It's gotta be like an Anthony Edwards. It's gotta be him, and it's gotta be Anthony Edwards and Donovan Mitchell, right? Is there a better 2-guard in the league? Devin Booker has been on one, and we're gonna get to him. If he's a 2-guard, he's been on one. I am in love with the Coco. Mitchell not gonna win. I got a homeboy from Cleveland. I think I'm gonna send him a Raptors postcard. Coulda, shoulda, woulda. Oh my God. Mitchell's top 10, but he is underachieving. I just don't think he's ever had a really great team. Shea and James, 2 guards, in my opinion. I think they are. I think Luka. All of these new players are weird, man. Everyone is a point guard when they're not point guards, and it's weird. It's really weird. But I think Donovan Mitchell is one of the best 2 guards that we have in the league. What's good, Bruce? What's good? But fuck, why does this feel like it's falling off? All right. Oh, there we go. We locked in. We locked in, baby. All right. We locked in. Okay. Okay, there you go. That's why I felt like it wasn't. See, I'm still messing around with my setup over here. It ain't perfect. He had 2 number 1 seeds. Yeah, but but were those teams like real number 1 seeds? Since we talking about Coco Jones, does Shea and her not look alike? Like, bro, what is this guy saying? What is this guy on about? What is this guy on about? Let's see. All right, this is really, we can move on because like it's the Toronto Raptors. I mean, like, how much are we gonna really talk about the Toronto Raptors for real? So we got the Phoenix Suns, who are much better, than a lot of people thought that they would be. And I think that there's an interesting conversation to be had when it comes to the Phoenix Suns and Devin Booker. And all right, let's see. All right. Let's see. You think Shea and her look alike? Are we tripping? First cousins at worst is crazy. Where is this fucking... You think they look alike, bro? Nah, you gotta be you. What are you on about, bro? They don't look alike, bro. Like, what are you on about? I don't see it. I don't see it. Hey, chat, let me know if y'all think Elijah tripping or not, because I don't see it. Am I looking at the wrong Coco Jones? Am I tripping? I don't see it, bro. Yeah, I don't see it. I don't know what you on about, Elijah. All right, let's get back to some basketball. All right, Elijah. This guy always on one on a Friday, bro. Every time he on one on a Friday. We got to talk about Devin Booker. Resemblance is uncanny. Of course you think so. What do you guys think of Devin Booker this season so far? What do you guys think of Book so far this season? Because I think he's looked very good. He looked very good last night. All of his numbers are up. Points are up. Field goal shooting is up from the field and from the three-point line. Free throw is up. At least the attempts. Rebounds a little bit more. Assists are about the same. So he is, by every metric, having a better season with less talent around him. And I wonder if this is one of those situations, right, where it's kind of like Giannis. And what I mean by that is this. We saw how Giannis looked with Dame. And we see how Giannis looks without Dame. So it's not like it's one of those weird situations where taking away Damian Lillard or a player of that caliber almost makes Giannis better because he gets to have more control of the game. And I wonder if having Kevin Durant there, because even though Kevin Durant is a really efficient basketball player, he needs his touches, he needs his looks, and he's going to get his 27 one way or the other, right? Add Bradley Beal to that fold, and again, it's another person that you need to get the basketball to. Think about the best version of Devin Booker that we saw. He had the 70 points on that horrible team, and he was killing by himself. And you added Chris Paul on that team, a person who's a really, really good basketball player, but someone who wants to give Devin Booker the basketball. And he was able to have a lot of success. And it seems like in this situation where you've taken away Kevin Durant, you've taken away Bradley Beal, on paper they look less talented. But because Devin Booker, who is a high volume shooter, gets to take his shots when he kind of wants to, they look a lot better. And so I wonder if this is one of those similar situations to Giannis where he actually benefits from not having a great player like a Kevin Durant right next to him because he gets to play his game for 48 minutes. Haven't seen Dev yet, but his card collection is up. I know that 96 Impala is nice. And again, like, I mean, you know I've said this about him, Elijah. Off the eye test alone, I mean, like, there aren't many players who have movements like Devin Booker. I mean, look at how
65 starts this season.
Look at how crisp and easy this looks. Pump fake,
Booker,
one dribble, and he picks it up for the pull-up.
Runs the defender
Easy.
off, pulls up, mid-range. Hard waving off the screen. 6 on the shot. Brooks had it. Tapped away. Controlled by Booker. On the drive.
Probably a travel on that one.
Inside.
But, I mean, again, he just...
Sidestep jumper on the way. Booker.
He has room.
Knocks it down in front of Ben Shepherd.
He has time.
Straight away look for Booker.
And...
on a rebounding 12-point start. Yeah.
and was able to control it.
Now this has been
I mean, because of that, like, this guy is just able to,
Booker puts him in the spin cycle.
like, off the eye test alone. That's why I've said it before. Like, we talk about Shea being so good at the mid-range and being as good as he is. We talk about Kyrie. We talk about all of these guys. Devin Booker should be in that conversation. Just off the eye test alone. Like, he probably has one of the smoother games that we have in the league, and he can score with the best of them. He got a good, he got a good 3-ball midi. He can get to the bucket. And so I wonder if this is the best case scenario for him. The other thing is, let's watch this play right here.
3-time All-Star, most improved back in 2019. Booker with a crossover, glides inside with the finish and a little flex. And Booker
Going at it.
having words coming back the other direction.
Going at it.
Isaiah Jackson, a couple of Kentucky alums.
I think that's the Dillon Brooks effect. Y'all could kill me for it. Y'all could kill me for it, but I think this is the Dillon Brooks effect. I think Devin Booker is one of those people. I've said this about Karl Anthony Towns, right? I think Devin Booker is one of those players who you have to constantly gas. You have to constantly put the battery in their back. And even if people think Devin Booker is fake tough, I think he plays better like this. He plays better when he's engaged, when people want to fight. Like, whether he is a tough guy that's going to fight or not, I don't think it matters. I think you got to put the battery in his back and he will kill. And I think someone like a Dillon Brooks unlocks that part in a lot of these players. In a lot of these players. We've seen it. We've seen it for Jalen Green. Right? Jalen Green was a player that, some people, could be soft or he could shy away. Dillon Brooks put that battery in his back. Think about the Memphis Grizzlies. That team was tough when Dillon Brooks was there. Everything changed as soon as he left. Ja is still doing Ja shit, but your smallest guy can't be your toughest player. But Jaren Jackson Jr. hasn't been the same necessarily ever since he left. I think Dillon Brooks really, really does have that effect. And the worst part is, right? The worst part is when Dillon Brooks also starts getting in his fucking bag. Right? Like, why? Y'all correct me if I'm wrong. And I know he's gone at Bron. But, like,
With those extra opportunities.
if Dillon Brooks is playing the defense that he plays, and I know it's not all the time, right? In the sense of, like, these defensive guys are going to get cooked. It's a part of it. But he's gone from a standstill three-point shooter
Gillespie catches, now Brooks.
to now being able to... Oh, Michael Jordan.
He spins, and Dillon Brooks.
Yo, when the fuck did this guy get a bag? Am I tripping? Give me that.
Drive on Robinson early.
Nah, bro. If he is doing this, you guys are cooked. Give me that bag work. Give me that. Nah, bro. This guy's... Nah, bro. Give me that. Give me that. He does the fake half spin.
Dillon on the drive, fades in a
Like, what the fuck am I watching, bro? Yeah, I can see the gas and point. Pat Baven get that message. Canadian Olympic Brooks is second to none. That boy be getting busy. And I think that's what I want to get to, right? For the amount of shit that Dillon Brooks gets, because he talks a lot, he has clearly worked on his game. Like very clear as day, has worked on his game. And now he's in a situation where they don't have much on this team. Right? And now he's in a spot where, I mean, look at this. Look at fucking Michael Jordan. Like what am I watching? Nemhard too small. Bump. Brooks, dream shake. I mean, what in the Michael Jordan am I watching? And so, when you have a Dillon Brooks doing what he does, playing defense, putting a battery in Devin Booker's back to go and kill the league, and he's doing shit like this is why the Phoenix Suns have been good. This is why the Phoenix hasn't been good. And you know, I've talked about this before, right? And I don't think Devin Booker has a lack of confidence problem, right? I don't think that at all. But I will say, I mean, like, this is absurd, bro. This is absurd. This is genuinely absurd. Like, this is absurd. Like, actually absurd that this guy is doing this on the court. So, when it comes to the Phoenix Suns, what have we talked about a lot? Confidence, confidence, confidence. And I don't think Devin Booker was lacking in confidence. I just think that people need to put a battery in his back so it could come all the way out to the surface. And on top of that, when it comes to the actual game, as a scorer, he needs room to be able to get into the rhythm and the flow of the game. And when he started doing that shit, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. He been playing ones with Booker. I don't know what's going on with him, bro. I don't know what's happening with that with Dillon Brooks. But I mean, I'm a fan of his because I genuinely think that he makes teams better. That is something that is completely undeniable. I know he got a lot of flack for being soft, talking all that shit, and then not showing up to the press conference. I totally get it. But his game has gotten better, and he has had a positive effect on every NBA team that he has been on. And that's something that you cannot take away from him. DB put you in a blender, hit a stiff jumper, talk shit, and trip on his own feet on the trot back. That as a Raptors win against the Cavs. He been on that since Memphis. Yeah, but he moving a little different right now. You got to admit, he moving a little different right now. And like I said, I think he's had a very positive effect on Devin Booker because I think he's a player, like I said, he needs someone to, hey, keep gassing me up. He used to get the offense going. Yeah, but he's been going one-on-one more and more. And I know we were seeing a little bit more of this in Houston. He was for sure doing a lot more of this in Houston, but it's just crazy to see now, right? A team that doesn't have that much talent, right? Devin Booker took 22 shots. Dillon Brooks took 18. The second most shot attempts on the team was 9. So it 33 for Booker, 32 for Brooks. I mean, that was the game right there, right? That was quite literally the game. So I want to give Devin Booker credit, but really I want to give Dillon Brooks a lot of credit, right? Because Kevin Durant wasn't able to unlock this out of Devin Booker. Bradley Beal wasn't able to unlock this out of Devin Booker. Now, I'm not saying Dillon Brooks is Chris Paul, but he's doing something right for sure. It's probably just the freedom that he has. Yeah, I think a lot of that is too, right? There's also, think about where Kevin Durant likes to set up, right? Think about where Kevin Durant likes to set up. Right? Think about where Kevin Durant likes to set up and get his shots, right? It takes away from some of those spots, right? When Book's trying to get to that elbow to his turnaround or to a step back. It's just, they occupy a lot of the same spaces. And so, you know, I think in a weird way, it kind of worked against each other, even though on paper it looked really good. But 3, you know, that was a blowout. 3 high-scoring games. 3 very high-scoring games last night. Now, let's take a look at the standings real quick. Because on group... I want to take a look at the standings that we have right now. The Pistons are still first. Knicks, Philly, Cleveland is now 4th. After that loss, followed by the Hawks. Your Toronto Raptors at 6th. The Bucks, the Heat, and the Chicago Bulls with the Orlando Magic, which, by the way, I have been dead wrong about this Orlando Magic team. Dead fucking wrong. For the West, we have OKC, the Nuggets, the Spurs, Houston, LA, Minnesota, followed by the Phoenix Suns, the Trailblazers, the Warriors, the Jazz. And at the bottom, we have the Grizzlies, the Clippers, which these guys have been awful. The Kings, the Dallas Mavericks, and the New Orleans Pelicans. We kind of spoke about it. Give us a few games. We go into the top floor. I'm weak. We were talking about it a little bit yesterday. My prediction for this season is the Sacramento Kings are going to give up. They're going to blow this team up, and 1 or 2 of their players are going to be in a position to go win. I truly believe that. They're going to blow this team up, and 1 or 2 of those players are going to end up on a championship contending team, or a team that's at least going to make a good run in the playoffs. That's my prediction. I don't know if it's Sabonis, which, by the way, I don't know. Are y'all leaking the shit that I be saying on here? I seen somebody say Zach LaVine to Denver. Y'all could attest to this. I was saying that since the middle of last season, that I think Zach LaVine would go crazy on next to Nikola Jokic. I wish we would have got Russell Westbrook on the Knicks. I think we need him. But I think Sabonis can have a really big impact on the Warriors if he were to go there, and watch their season turn around if they somehow make that trade sooner than later. If I were them, I'm getting rid of Pods. I'm getting rid of Kuminga. I'm gonna try to I'm calling the Sacramento Kings. If I am a team in this top 4 to 5 in the East or the West, if I'm in one of these positions and I feel like we're a player or 2 off from really making a run, I think one of those players are on the Kings. I truly believe that the way this team is just made up is absolutely terrible, but it doesn't mean that they don't have good, talented basketball players on their team, because I really do think that they do. So that's my early prediction for this NBA season. I think there's going to be more than one big trade coming out of that. Sabonis and Dennis, if I had to pick, oh my God, I'm forgetting Dennis Schroeder. Who needs a backup point guard? Zach should have been on the team. USA Russ on Knicks would be good too. I think GSW thinks pods is their future. There was a report, right, where Podziemski said he thinks he's he thinks he could take the place of Steph Curry, essentially. And from the reports that I heard and read, some guys in the locker room did not like that. They did not like that comment by Podziemski. That guy was supposed to replace Klay Thompson, and he can't even replace a bad season for Klay Thompson. So that's not going well. Haven't watched any Mavs. What's been going wrong? Everything has been going wrong. This is the. I'll put this. This is the simplest way that I could put this, because I saw them live a couple weeks ago. The best point guard, available point guard that the Dallas Mavericks have is Najee Marshall. Najee Marshall is the only player on that team that gets the basketball and pushes the floor. The only one. Cooper Flag wants to kind of walk it up sometimes. He's the outlet guy that you want to get the ball to, right? His first instinct isn't get the ball, push it. The only person on that team that constantly pushes the basketball and actually forces mismatches with the size that they have is Najee Marshall. Think about it in a really simple sense. If you have the size advantage, right? You got a lot of big players on your team. Ideally, you'd want to create a lot of cross matches, right? So guys are in awkward spots trying to defend someone that they weren't expecting to defend. The simplest way you could do that is to push the basketball on anything, off an inbound, off of a rebound, anything. And because the Mavericks are always walking the basketball up, teams get to sit there and load up on defense. And then on top of that, once they get the floor up, it's 2025 and you have this team trying to play half-court basketball with no real point guards and no real shooting on the floor. I think Cooper Flag is good. I think he has a very good sense in basketball, but let me just try to pull this up actually. The Thunder, the Jazz. Let me see. Let me see this game. Let me see this. Probably the turnovers. Let's see. Let me try to find what I'm talking about when it comes to Cooper Flag. Turning his back on offense when you try to pressure him. Let me see. No. It's very apparent when he's on the left side of the floor as well, too. It's a good move. Hold on, y'all. Let me try to find what I'm talking about. That Cooper Flag does a lot. He misses that corner guy a lot. Here. This is one example of it. He ends up scoring here. But if you watch them play, if you press up on Cooper Flag, and this is not his fault necessarily, right? Very good ball handlers do not turn around, right? They will face you up. They'll face you up and cross you, because if you pressure a good ball handler at half court, That's a mistake, right? But routinely, he will turn his back like this, right? And it happened all the time. It kept happening in this exact game where on the left side, he would be turned the other way. Klay Thompson would be in the corner, and he literally does not see that player at all because he's only looking middle. It worked in this sense.
Splitting the defense and gliding to the...
But it's a habit that he has, and it's something that he's going to need to learn, right? I don't know if he needs to go watch some Magic Johnson highlights. Look, right here again.
Sark, kind of a quiet game
Pressure
tonight.
him. He's going to pick the ball up. He's going to turn. He never sees this corner. He never, ever, 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 ever sees this corner. And so, realistically, right, if you can pressure him and get him into this spot, it renders this player completely useless on offense, at least at this point in his career. This corner guy this guy might as well sit down on the bench. He might as well sit down, go order some food, do something, because Cooper Flag don't see you. He don't even know you're there. He don't even know you're there. I know what you're talking about. That's why small guards need to press up on bigs, and that's what keeps happening with this team. Yeah, 100%. Jalen Brunson is so good at that. Jalen Brunson is so good at, getting that person, right? When you press up on him and he has his back turned, he's not rushing. He's able to still see the floor and make a play. But again, like, Cooper Flag isn't a point guard, right? He's doing something that he has never done before. So, it really is. It's really not a surprise. It's really not a surprise if we're being honest. Pascal would be good too. Not quick enough for Dennis. I don't think. What you mean? And I think for Cooper Flag also, a player in high school and college where he was able to overpower people, he's finding out the hard way that it's not quite that simple. And so I think he's also just, struggling to figure out the physicality in the NBA because, guys he was able to kind of just, shrug off are now actually able to knock him off of his line. And so it's making passing lanes harder, driving lanes harder. But even with all of those struggles that I'm talking about, he's still averaging, 15 and whatever he's been averaging. So 15, 6.8 and 3.3. And 2.3 turnovers a game. So, with all of his struggles included, still 15 points per game. That's why I think he's going to be a very good pro, because he cleans up some of these little mistakes. Not only will his efficiency go up, assists should go up, points should go up. He gets to 20 points relatively easily, in my opinion. I don't think he'll get to it necessarily this year, but by next year, I think he'll be averaging a dub. Dennis tends to drive, get stopped, turns his back, rest, then change pace, go the same direction. His change of pace probably won't let him do what Dennis does. Yeah, I don't think he'll be able to do what I know exactly what you're talking about. The Dennis Schroeder signature move, yeah, I don't think he'll be able to do the Dennis Schroeder signature move, bro. I don't think he got that in his bag. Here, I'm going to try to find it. Right here. I found it. Where's the full screen? Yeah, I don't think he can. I don't think he'll be able to quite do what. Yeah, he's not gonna be able to do that. But I think there are ways. Like, let's see. You know, someone I'm thinking off the top of my head, like, this is a lot of old school basketball. I don't know if you guys remember, but you know, back then, 70s, 80s, right? Even 90s, guys were turning around. You know, point guards had their back turned going up the court, right? You know, by half court, like Magic Johnson was doing this. John Stockton was setting up offenses with their back turned. And so that was fast, even on TV. No, exactly. So, you know, it's not impossible for Cooper Flag to be able to learn how to play with his back turned to the basket. But I think he needs to be able to go reach out to the right people. Go reach out to Jalen Brunson. Go reach out to Chris Paul. Ask Magic Johnson how he used to see the floor with his back turned from half court. Like, all of these guys will be amazing resources, right? Because, like I said, it's not like this is the first time we've ever seen a player have this this tendency, right? I'm trying to find an example of it right now. I'm just going through these Magic highlights, bro. Hey, maybe you got to learn how to post up. Isaiah Thomas did do it a lot. Yeah, maybe it's just a matter of learning how to post up. Maybe you got to, especially here's what I'm thinking, right? Maybe on the left side of the floor, you just gotta empty out that corner, right? That strong side corner for him. So when he does turn, right? If he's on the left side of the floor, if the left corner is empty, he can now turn over his right shoulder to try to get there. If the guy is trying to force him middle, he can take that space going middle. But instead of making that player in the corner absolutely useless because he don't see him, right? So like I'm seeing in these Magic Johnson highlights, half spins do help. He could turn half spin, get them off, then it would allow for him to go up again. So
down the middle of Worthy, slam dunk. The second half pass knocked down, stolen by Magic. Slam dunk. 2 steals in a row by Magic. Magic front court. Magic down the middle. Gives the ball to Kareem. Different. Slam dunk. The Magic gave Kareem was something to not be forgotten. Kareem trailing Magic by a step and high post. Cooper bounced the ball.
Right. I mean, I've just watched a bunch of highlights, and every single time Magic Johnson is on this side of the floor, there is no one else in that corner with him.
Magic Johnson, he's around McMillan. He's in deep. He throws it up and in easily.
Magic Johnson,
coach, well-deserving head coach and a good one. Magic's got.
So that's something that they could try to do. Empty out that strong side corner that he's in to make that player to make sure that player isn't useless. But yeah, there's a couple moves he can get into that I think this is what you're talking about right here, Elijah.
8-foot jumper in there. Got us off. Magic.
Look again, empty corner.
Yo-yoing up and down, looking back at the clock.
Right, it gives you that room to be able to spin without help coming from that corner.
Right. Deep through the legs, in the lane, high arch, 15-footer, good. To Scott for a 3-on-2 to Magic. Magic down the middle, in deep, a hook of 5 on the way, good.
Right, so I think that's something that they could do to try to help him out immediately, but he's gonna have to develop a better handle and a better way to deal with that, right? Because you got to be able to hit that corner if need to. He needs to use angles. Don't try to back up straight dribbling, zigzags. It's much faster and less resistance from defenders. And the thing about Cooper Flag is he has a really good spin. I think he has a good spin when he's dribbling. He has a good spin when he's gathering to spin and get into the basket. I think he really does have a very good spin. So he has tools that he could use, but when they turn him around, it renders him a little bit useless. So that's what I would say he would need to work on moving forward, right along with a bunch of other things. But to me, that's probably the biggest thing right now for him as a player. And if he could fix that, I think he'll be a lot better sooner rather than later. But let's take a look at what games we got tonight. All right, let's take a look at this. So we have Knicks Heat, obviously my Knicks win. Magic Nets. The Magic got to get this, right? I mean, these guys are 1-10. Pistons 76ers. I want to say Detroit, but I just have this weird feeling that Philly's about to take this game and Maxi's going to have a big night. Yeah, Cade he can't have 46 on 45 shots tonight. If that's the case, they probably lose this game. Let me see. Houston Trailblazers, Rockets. I got the Rockets. Bucks Hornets. I mean, I'm just not going against Giannis right now. They get that. Kings, Timberwolves. Timberwolves win that. LA Pels. I mean, what else do we got to say, bro? I think LA wins this. Mavs Clippers. I actually think the Clippers win this game tonight. Warriors Spurs. Where are they? Are they in San Antonio? If they're in San Antonio, I take San Antonio in this game tonight. So those are my picks for tonight. There's a lot of basketball. But I think we've covered everything that I wanted to. Before I get out of here, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you have not done so already. Again, thank you guys so much for just showing love, going crazy, interacting, having conversations. I really appreciate y'all. Elijah, you're the fucking GOAT. You already know that. Eli, I appreciate you for coming in, being part of this family. Bruce, I appreciate you so much. You've been here from the start. Derpy, I appreciate you so much. Also, good luck to y'all game tonight or this weekend. But thank you guys so much. Y'all could have been anywhere on the internet, but y'all were here with me, and I really appreciate you guys for that. So thank you so much. I will see y'all back here on Monday. Have a great rest of y'all day. Have a great weekend. Try to stay warm out there. I know it's getting cold. Thank y'all so much. I'll see y'all later, man. Y'all have a good one. Peace.